Hello there, dear YouTubers. My name is King1993, and today is another day of me trying to explain another Super Mecha Champion Mecha. And today's Mecha is called Michael. Okay, so in order to get this Mecha, you must need to use 20,000 of these gold coins to actually get this Mecha. Okay, this is not a free Mecha. Now let's talk about its ability. It has the primary weapon, which is called Blade Feather. The secondary weapon is called Whirling Dagger. This tactical is called piercing feather, and this one is just a normal jump. Okay, now it is written here, it is a hit and run type of assault type of mecha. I totally agree on this, because the thing is, based on how this mecha moves and how many of the player who actually use this mecha on a regular basis, I have seen how they use this mecha to actually consider this mecha as a hit and run and an assault type of mecha. Okay, now to give a further better demonstration of this mecha, I'll be going to the training ground to actually talk about that. Okay, first of all, do understand that I do not use this mecha, but I have been given a little bit practice to actually understand which modules works better for this mecha, so that you as a beginner will have a advantage if you do the following thing. Okay, what are those following things that you can do? Well, let me give you an example. So first of all, let's talk about the attack module. Now there are two attack modules here. One of these is called Razor Cyclone, and another one is called Charging Chi. Okay, now what this does is overall increases the AoE damage area. Okay, and this one is basically causes the secondary attack to have a higher cooldown. But here's the thing, the cooldown is not that much, only about 1 or 1.5 second or something, but it is still better than this one, because the thing is the overall impact area doesn't need to be increased anymore, because this is not one of those mecha that you must need to use large impact area to actually do damage on the enemy. What I'm trying to say is that its AoE damage is not that good. Okay, now let's talk about the secondary one. When it comes to the defense module, this one is called close contact mark, another is called block program. Okay, now let's see what this is. 15% less damage taken for 3 seconds against a mecha struck with the primary weapon, activates once every 10 seconds. Now this one is useful in a mid-range fight. Okay, and this one is used for this block program is useful for short range fight. Okay, what do I mean by that? Well, here's the thing, the secondary weapon attack distance is actually very short. So in order for you to actually not take any damage, because you'll be near the enemy, you need to block the enemy's attack up to a certain percentage. So up to 12% of damage will be blocked if you use the secondary attack while you are near the enemy. So these two has two different mechanisms, and both of them are useful depending on your situation. This one is more of a mid range and this one is more of a close range. Okay, so yeah, I'll be selecting this one just for demonstration, nothing else. Now this propulsion module, there are two propulsion module, pneumatic optimization and function disturbance. Okay, now here's the thing, I suggest that you use function disturbance. Why? Because let me give you an example of what is actually happening. Okay, so if you were to use pneumatic optimization, the total distance you will be able to cover is about, okay, not that place, okay, whatever the number is, I'll have to uh subtract 3. Okay, so it is up to 57 meters, minus 3 is 54 meters. Okay, so it has a total travel distance of 54 meters. Okay, now if I were to not use this function and use this, now let's see what will happen. What will be the total distance? Okay, let's say I'll be starting from this one, so I'll have to subtract only 1. Okay, now it is 53. So it was 53. Okay, it was 53 and it is still now 53, or maybe I did the calculation wrong. So okay, let's see again. Let's try again. Yeah, not that much difference. It is about 50 meters. So what is the total difference of this pneumatic optimization? The total difference is about 3 meters. So because the total difference is about 3 meters, there is no need for you to actually use this pneumatic optimization because 3 meter is nothing in this game. Okay, so from that point of perspective, using function disturbance is going to be a lot more useful, because when you will be attacking the enemy mecha using this dashing capability or tactical skill, whatever it is called, then obviously the mecha will lose their movement speed by 10% for 2.5 seconds, which is better if you are in a team battle royale or in a team deathmatch. Okay, and last but not least is the core module. Now when it comes to the core module, there is meltdown command and overload command. Now here's the thing: if you are doing let's say, if you are, okay, let's read meltdown combat command. Every feather hitting the ground or mecha deals AoE damage 1.5 seconds later. It is basically like doing additional damage to the enemy. And this one is significantly increases the number of light dagger thrown, but with a bigger spread, reduced range, and random trajectory. So basically speaking, what happens is light feather is this one, the primary weapon. But if you uh, want to increase the overall damage percentage, okay, what is gonna happen is this primary attack is gonna become even more unstable. Okay, so the reason why this mecha is called a mid-range and a short-range mecha, that's because its long-range attack is not very accurate. Okay, so that is the whole reason why I have selected this following one. Okay, for this one, attack module is charging sheath. For this one, any of this work, it depends on you. This is for short range, this is for mid-range, and this one is best is to use this function disturbance. Okay, and last but not least is this one, because the primary attack, it is better not to cause any type of problem to your primary attack. Okay, so there, yeah, that's the main thing. Now let's go to that place to actually talk about this mecha's ability to do damage in a long range battle. So you'll see that the long range attack is not very accurate, and it has a total bullets of 10 bullets. Okay, so obviously from that point of perspective, using this is not a functional thing to do in a long range fight. This mecha is not meant for a long range fight. The long range mecha will be able to destroy you very easily. Even though the secondary attack is doing damage, it is doing far less damage, so I highly suggest that you don't use this capability. Okay, now let's talk about the mid-range. Now, the mid-range, from my point of view, is when the Corsair is basically smaller than the Mecha. Okay, so as you can see here, it is doing 100% accuracy damage at mid-range. But when it comes to the secondary attack, it is still not very good, because as I said, this Mecha is more of a mid-range and a short-range attack Mecha. So obviously, this is not a very good option. Okay, but what about this Mecha's ability to do damage at the what should I call it? Short range. Now in short range, you can, okay, you can basically do damage just by using the tactical skill 2 times. Okay, so let me do it again, and then you will be able to see. Okay, one damage and another damage. So yeah, you can do damage both times using the tactical skill. So that is the thing, and you can obviously use primary and secondary, but that is not the main point. The main point is how you should be using this mecha in the short range fight. Now in the short range fight, what I have seen many of the other people use is they do sneak attack. Okay, because this mecha is almost silent, and because of that exact reason, people use this mecha as a silent type of mecha in a short range fight. Like they will appear in back of you suddenly, and then will attack you extremely violently using the secondary attack. Okay, so you can probably guess that, but that is not the main point. The main point is what are the other methods. Well, let's talk about the other methods. So as you probably know that there is a limit to how much a mecha can aim up in the sky. Okay, so what you do is you go up in the sky. Okay, I made a mistake. So the thing you have to do is use the tactical skill to get up in the sky, and then use the primary and the secondary weapon. Okay. Okay, so what I basically did I basically confused the enemy by continuously moving up and down, and the enemy had almost zero reaction time. If the enemy is new, or let's say even pro players, they will have a almost zero reaction time in how this mecha actually move from one place to another, and you can basically do a lot of damage using the secondary weapon. Okay, so again what you do is get up in the sky and then shoot, and then again use the tactical skill. Now, I'm not a very good example of how to use this method. Okay, so it seems like you have to train yourself to make sure that at least you can get up in the sky, stay there for about 2 seconds, and then hit. Otherwise, what will happen is you will be having hard time in attacking the enemy. Okay. So yeah, it seems like from even from short range, you still have to maintain a certain distance so that you can get up in the sky and then use the secondary weapon, and then go back, or let's say go up again using the tactical skill. So that is basically how you should be using this mecha in short range fight. Okay, now let's talk about this mecha's ability to use sneak attack. Now the sneak attack of this mecha is obviously you must need to be behind a certain object to use the primary weapon and do continuous damage. By doing so, what will happen is the enemy will take damage, but you will not be taking damage back that much, because whenever the enemy mecha is gonna try to hit you back, you can basically hide. Okay, and obviously you can use the secondary weapon if you are in a short range. Okay, now that is sneak attack 1, and sneak attack 2 is basically like you jump over a certain fence. Okay, you jump over a certain fence and you basically do that. That is sneak attack 2. Now sneak attack 3 is basically going up into this higher platform. Once you are in a higher platform, you can basically use the secondary weapon and then hide immediately again. By doing so, what will happen is you will be attacking the enemy mecha, but also at the same time hiding, so that you will not be taking that much damage. Okay, now these are the normal sneak attack. Okay, and because of its AoE damage, let's see if there are any other methods which I can do sneak attack. Okay, let's see. Mm, okay, okay, let's see. So let's see if I can directly shoot below. Yeah, you can use this another sneak attack for. You basically use your AoE damage to do damage. You can basically use your primary weapon as an AoE weapon and directly shoot below, so that whichever mecha is below you will be taking continuous damage. Okay, now do remember this is another method that is only gonna be useful if your mecha is capable of doing AoE damage. Okay, now in case if you're wondering, okay, then if that is the case, then shouldn't I be using this? Well, it is up to you, I guess. I have no idea. I actually didn't use this mecha long enough to understand how this function works. But if you see that this function works properly, then definitely go for this uh, impact surface of feather blade. Okay, it is a glitch. Okay, here it is. Fixed again. Now, in case if you're wondering, okay, uh, can this mecha survive a sudden enemy attack? Yes, this mecha can survive a sudden enemy attack. If a certain enemy suddenly were to be attacking you, you can immediately jump to a certain place to hide. Okay, also in case if you're wondering how does this mecha's tactical skill works, now this mecha's tactical skill has uh two double the limitation. Basically, like in one tactical, you can basically cross distance. With another tactical, you will be able to what should I call it? Do damage just by going back. Okay. And another thing about this mecha is tactical skill is made in such a way that wherever the crosshair is, it will only go there. It cannot go back, left, right. You have to aim at the crosshair only. That is the place where it will go. Okay. So for example, me trying to go up to this place. Okay. So how am I gonna do that? What I'm gonna do is one jump and then okay. Okay, this is seems to be not a very good example. Let me try again. So let's say in a team deathmatch, or let's say in a battle royale, you must need to go up, otherwise you cannot survive. So what can you do? You basically aim at this place, and yep, you are now are on top of this platform. So this is another what should I call it? Escape mechanism that you can use using the tactical skill, and then you will be on top of this platform very easily. Okay, now this one will only work for mecha that has the ability to go in a place wherever the crosshair is aiming. So it is only a limited function for certain type of mecha. Like this, Michael can do this thing. The hot steel, or let's say Northern Knight. These are the mechas that can do this type of thing. Not every mecha can do so. Like even Boltus can also do this thing, and Ranger as well. Okay. Now what about this mecha's ability to survive underwater? Now there will be a time when what will happen is the map will closing down, and the map will close down in such a state that you must need to cross a certain body of water to get from one place to another. So the question remains is, can this mecha do so? Well, can this mecha survive underwater battle? No, because this mecha cannot float in the air. Okay, what it can do is you it can use the tactical skill to get up in the sky. But here's the thing, it doesn't stay up in the sky for a very long period of time. Okay, now the question is, okay, but it seems like it still can stay up in the sky for a good amount of time, like enough to actually destroy the enemy. So can it do it? Okay, it depends on how skilled you are. Okay, for example, if you have been using this mecha on a regular basis, obviously you can pull off this technique going up in the sky and then shoot on the enemy as much as possible. Okay, so let's see if I can do this again. Up in the sky, use this, and then use the tactical again. Yeah, I guess you can pull it off, but I cannot guarantee you what is your success rate is gonna be. It is like a 50-50%. Like it doesn't float in the air for a longer period of time, but just enough time to make sure that you can actually hit at the enemy pilot who is gonna be using hoverboard, or let's say who is gonna be using this unicorn. Okay, so these are the overall thing about this mecha, that you can use this mecha in the following manner to give this mecha the ability to survive in the battle for a longer period of time. Okay, now the one question remains is, can it win against Doomlight? Well, it depends. What do I mean by that? Well, let's talk about its tactical skill. So its tactical skill has a cooldown of 8 seconds. So what you can do is, if you are near Doomlight, you can just basically go up in the sky and then shoot. And then if you are capable of using the tactical skill again, maybe you will have a chance. But I cannot guarantee it, because most of the time, even though I have played against player who was using Michael to fight against my mecha, I would often defeat them, because the shield which I get from Doomlight is a lot better and stronger than which this mecha is capable of destroying. Okay, so yeah, from that point of perspective, Doomlight is still a hardcore mecha against this Michael, so you have to be careful about that. Now let's talk about these mecha mods. Which mod would I give this mecha? Now here's the thing, you can give this mecha two types of mods, okay, like the similar one. Okay, I do not have this Mecha, so let me give you some other examples, okay, which you can apply on Michael. Now, because Michael has low bullet, I suggest that you use 1, 2, 3, and 4. Four of these, because four of these has reload rate. So which will basically lowers the reload rate by 12%. Okay. And yes, you will definitely need to use this combat skill recovery because it is used for tactical skills. Now, combat skill recovery is the same as tactical skill recovery. Okay. So if you want higher amount of tactical skill recovery, then I highly suggest that you use this quick cooldown plan and engine boost. Okay. So these are the two things about Michael which you can use. Okay. And other than that, let's talk about the pilot. Now, now when it comes to the pilot, obviously the pilot mecha skill is the main thing we are gonna be talking about here. Obviously, Nings is good but not the best. Okay, because it only gives durability but not to maintain the durability. If you want to maintain the durability, obviously you need to use your combat skill as much as possible. ROM is the best option for that. This one will not work on what should I call it? This one will not work with Michael. If you want 10% of shield durability instead of normal durability, then this is the best option. This one is the best option if you do not have any repair material, especially in battle royale, okay, but not in team deathmatch. This one is not very good. This one doesn't work on Michael. This one is useful, okay. Like if I were to talk about Neutron Star and Michael, I guess this is the only exception. Like Neutron Star and Michael can actually use this. And if you were to tell me, okay, how good is it then? It is good enough, but not the best, okay? Because the thing is, after you use the secondary attack on the enemy in a close range fight using the Michael secondary weapon, that is, afterwards you'll have to get away from that place. So yes, obviously from that point of perspective, giving a pursuit program to Michael is actually a very good option. Okay, not the best though, because it only lasts about 3 seconds. Yeah, that is a main downfall. Same as Ning, nothing to say here. This one is best if you want high shield recovery and high shield recovery cooldown. This one is good, but not the best. This one is the best one for Michael because, as you probably saw, Michael already has only bullet capacity of 10. So obviously, if you were to give Michael a lot more of this reload rate, then obviously this is gonna be a very good option. This one is a sorry, this is a best option. Okay, this is a good one, but not the best. Why? Because if you do not have any recovery item, obviously you are not gonna be getting 15% more recovery. Okay, this one is only good for Michael if you are near the enemy or at the end of the battle royale, but at the beginning it will not work. So from that point of perspective, it is a good one, but not the best. This is the best one because you do not need to hit the enemy. You just need to use the secondary weapon. After using the secondary weapon, the primary weapon will gain 22% of more attack, and it has a cooldown of 9 seconds. This one will work on Michael, but it is gonna be a lot difficult. Okay, like it is a good one, but not the best because Michael can go up in the sky up to 20 meters, but the thing is, it cannot stay there for a longer period of time. Okay. Now, this one is only good for one attack. So, obviously, from that point of perspective, this is not a very good option. So, what are the overall conclusion of which type of pilot you should be using? If you want to use tactical skill, then use ROM. If you want to use recovery without any type of recovery item, then Yuri is the best in Battle Royale only. Fighter is the best for quick shield recovery. Norma is very good for maximum damage output. Ivan is very good for normal durability to shield durability. Cyrus is very good if you want to have high reload rate. or sorry, if you want to have the lowest of reload rate, because Michael has only clip capacity of 10. Okay, yeah, that is basically how it works. And yeah, that is basically it. So anyway, if you like this video regarding how to use the Mecha called Michael, then please give a like and subscribe and click the bell notification icon to get more of this type of topic on a regular basis. Thank you and see you again next time.